This is number 9 on our list, the Indus Valley Civilization. They built cities more advanced than many in their time. More than 4,000 years ago, along the banks of the Indus River and its tributaries, a civilization flourished that rivaled Egypt and Mesopotamia. Yet unlike those civilizations, the Indus Valley left behind no pyramids or ziggurats, no grand inscriptions or kings' names carved in stone. What they left was something different. Cities built with astonishing precision, systems of plumbing and drainage, and a mysterious script that we still cannot read. The two most famous cities, Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, show us the scale of their achievement. From above, their ruins reveal straight streets laid out in grid patterns, something most ancient civilizations never attempted. These streets were aligned with remarkable accuracy, suggesting careful planning and surveying. Houses were built with standardized baked bricks, each nearly identical in size. This kind of uniformity points to centralized regulation or a shared cultural standard across hundreds of miles. But what sets the Indus Valley apart is its attention to water. Nearly every house in Mohenjo-Daro had access to a private bathing area connected to a sophisticated drainage system. Wastewater flowed through covered brick channels that emptied into larger drains, which in turn led to soak pits outside the city. In other words, these people built working sanitation more than 2,000 years before the Romans. They even developed public wells to ensure clean water for residents. And in some places, giant reservoirs were built to store water for the community. This was not just survival engineering, it was urban design far ahead of its time. Their cities also reveal an eye for civic order. Public buildings, granaries, and central gathering spaces appear in many sites. Mohenjo-Daro features a massive structure known as the Great Bath, a large sunken pool lined with bricks and bitumen to make it watertight. Scholars debate its purpose, perhaps ritual cleansing, perhaps social gatherings, but it shows a concern for collective life. That was unusual in the ancient world. And yet, what's truly strange is what we don't find. No palaces, no giant temples, no obvious signs of kings or ruling dynasties. The Indus Valley people left behind no great monuments glorifying leaders. Their art and seals suggest a culture with shared symbols and beliefs, but little evidence of the kind of hierarchy that defined Egypt or Mesopotamia. Some scholars believe their society may have been unusually egalitarian, governed by councils or city-states rather than monarchs. Then there's their writing. Small carved seals covered in strange symbols have been uncovered across the Indus Valley. They likely represent a form of writing, perhaps for trade, religion, or administration. But despite decades of study, no one has cracked the code. The script is short, usually only a few characters, and without a Rosetta Stone to compare it against, its meaning remains a mystery. Until we decipher it, the voices of the Indus people remain silent. Their decline is one of history's puzzles. By around 1900 BCE, the cities began to empty. Some point to climate change, a drying of the rivers that once fed their civilization. Others suggest shifting trade routes, floods, or even disease. There is little evidence of warfare or conquest, so their disappearance seems less like a collapse and more like a fading. Whatever the reason, the Indus Valley Civilization dissolved into smaller communities, leaving behind only the bones of its cities. Today, standing among the ruins of Mohenjo-Daro or Harappa, you see the outlines of streets, wells, and drains. The silence is heavy, because these were once bustling cities, home to tens of thousands of people. Their story reminds us that advanced technology doesn't guarantee survival. Civilizations can vanish, even when they seem to be thriving. And here's where we pause for a moment. If you're enjoying this journey through forgotten civilizations, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us keep bringing you stories that history almost lost. The Indus Valley Civilization is proof that greatness can be forgotten if it leaves behind more questions than answers. They had plumbing and planned cities, while much of the world still lived in villages. But without monuments or decipherable texts, their culture slipped into obscurity. From the desert-carved Petra to the gridded streets of Mohenjo-Daro, these civilizations show us that history is not a straight line of progress. It's a web of experiments, triumphs, and mysteries. And as we move forward, we'll uncover even stranger and more surprising stories. Now let's continue the countdown. Coming up at rank number 8 is another lost civilization, whose legacy still stirs debate today.